Welcome everyone to NoDQ&A video here on NoDQ.com. I am the owner of NoDQ Aaron Rift, here to answer your questions about the world of professional wrestling. So let's get right down to it. What is the current status of the brand extension? Well, it's still going on. It's not dead yet. WWE was hoping that by doing the Raw Super Show, they would be able to improve ratings and improve attendance for Smackdown by having the Smackdown guys on Raw and getting more exposure. But up to this point, it's not really working. The Raw ratings have still been down, although it was up this week, but that was because it was the night after a pay-per-view. And SmackDown's attendance has just been awful. The last couple weeks, just not good at all. I think 2 weeks ago they did something like 3,000 people in the building, and this week they had to tarper off like half of the arena, the hard camera side that you don't see on TV. So it was pretty bad. I think WWE is going to try to keep it going as long as possible, but at some point it could be the end for SmackDown, and it would not surprise me if by next year they merge the two brands together as one and just have Raw and then SmackDown be an extension of Raw. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but yeah, it's not looking good at this point. What do you think about Matt Hardy going to rehab? Well, I'm happy that Matt's finally going to rehab and getting the help that he needs. I'm hoping that when he's in rehab, they don't allow him to go on the internet or anything. He needs to just stay away from the wrestling business completely, and that includes the internet, and just get the help he needs. And I'm glad that WWE has this program for him because, yeah, we really don't want to see him be another casualty. And, I like the guy a lot, and I don't want to see him in the situation that he's been in. So hopefully things work out for him. Would you support the WWE going back to a Big Four pay-per-view system, as in WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and Royal Rumble? We have too many pay-per-views at the moment, and feuds seem to last weeks at best, and title reigns are even shorter. Well, the thing that I'm concerned about is that if they were to do that and go back to 4 pay-per-views, with WWE's booking team, I could just imagine them not building for pay-per-view until like 2 weeks before the show. It'd be the same situation. It's not so much that there's too many pay-per-views, it's that WWE doesn't make the pay-per-views important anymore and make them feel special or something different from Raw or SmackDown. So that's really what the issue is right there. Although I would like to see them cut at least a few pay-per-views. I think 2 pay-per-views in October is pushing it just a little bit. Hey Aaron, do you think the WWE is having too many special type matches in their pay-per-views as of late? Remember when a match type was rare to pay-per-view and actually meant something? Love the website, love the videos, you're doing a great job. Well, thank you very much whoever sent in that question for those comments. Yeah, I definitely agree that they're killing the stipulations by having Hell in a Cell. I mean, what's the point of the Hell in a Cell match? It's not even, you look at the triple threat match. It's just, I don't know. It would make sense if they were doing like Punk versus Triple H in a Hell in a Cell match because, the whole storyline reasoning would be that they want to keep all the outside interference, eliminate that whole problem. But they're just throwing a triple threat match for no reason in a Hell in a Cell match. And, they're doing that with the other stipulations. They just have them there for the sake of doing them. Just no reason behind it. And, yeah, I really do not like the themed pay-per-views. And I think that's not the WWE thinks that that's the solution to the problem when it's not. It's the, like I said before, building up the pay-per-views and, making them special and getting people interested in ordering them. Have you heard any possible sites for WrestleMania 29? I think they should have it at the Cowboys Stadium and break the world indoor attendance record set by WrestleMania 3. Also, do you think the WrestleMania 3 attendance was legit? I actually have heard about Dallas, Toronto, Indianapolis. Those are the main ones that I've heard up to this point. As far as the WrestleMania 3 attendance, they always say 93,000, but it was actually like around 78,000, and they just exaggerated the number, which they do a lot for many of these WrestleManias over the years. They've always made up a fake number higher than what it actually is. I remember one time WCW, I think in the Georgia Dome, they did something like 40,000 people, and Tony Schiavone said that there was like 37,000 people in the building. So that's WCW for you right there. Funny story. With WWE officially signing Claudio Castagnoli, do you see him having major success? After all, he is an amazing in-ring performer and matches the build of the guys WWE likes. I think he has a pretty good shot. If CM Punk's success is any indication, I think he'll do well. I think that WWE is starting to open up to pushing guys that made a name for themselves on the indies circuit. So I think guys like Claudio and Chris Hero and Samoa Joe, if he ends up in WWE, they have a good shot. I think Punk has really broken that barrier for them. Just wanted your advice on something. I'm 16 and a wrestling nerd, but my parents keep telling me to get out of this wrestling stage, but I can't see me ever stop watching it. It's my life. What do I say to them? And do you have the same problem? Well, if you enjoy something, then you pursue it. If you like wrestling, you watch it. Don't let somebody tell you that you shouldn't watch wrestling. But I could see why they're concerned. I don't know, do you wear wrestling t-shirts everywhere you go? Is your room covered with posters and belts? If so, maybe you might want to just cut back a little bit on it. I could see them, if you're dating or whatever, they could be concerned about that. And, that stereotype that wrestling fans are these nerdy people in their computer basement. And, there is more to life than wrestling. So, just go out, do things, hang out with friends or whatever. But, you can still watch wrestling, obviously. Yeah, don't lose interest in it just because your parents tell you to stop watching it. And, yeah, I kind of had the same problem, but this is my job, so, there you have it. Why haven't WWE done the Undertaker Cena feud yet? The best way for WWE to draw money is to do that match at WrestleMania. I think it would be one of the biggest matches in WWE history. Cena is the only big threat left to the Undertaker's streak. Yeah, that's a really good question. Why haven't they done John Cena versus Undertaker? My theory on it is that they just don't want to have John Cena lose to Undertaker, and they don't plan on ending the streak, and they don't want to make Cena look weak. That's the only logical explanation I can think of for why they haven't done that match. They just want to keep them apart, and Cena's their top babyface. They don't want to have him go into WrestleMania and get booed. And going back to a few months ago, that was like the rumor that they didn't want to do Cena versus Rock at WrestleMania because they were worried Cena's going to get booed out of the building, and they're trying to push him as a top babyface, and So yeah, that's why I think that the match hasn't happened, and at this point, it's looking like it's not going to happen because who knows how many years the Undertaker has left in him. Hey Aaron, love the show. Keep up the good work. My question to you is, what are 5 of your favorite crowd popping moments? Goldberg winning the WCW title in the Georgia Dome. Ric Flair's return when he came out and reunited the Horsemen. And Chris Jericho's debut for WWE. Chris Jericho winning the WWE title from Triple H, and then only to lose it like 30 minutes later. And Mick Foley winning the WWE title. Those would be my top 5. What was your favorite Raw theme song? Mine was Across the Nation back around 2004. Do you think there's a possibility of bringing it back because that made Raw feel more special? My favorite was the one, the Thorn in Your Eye from 1999, 2000, 2001. Just, that brings back the most memories for me, and I like their own unique song, not something that they just use from the radio or whatever, like Nickelback or Papa Roach. I like their own theme song. Hey Aaron, what is one of your favorite Randy Orton matches? Mine happened to be against Mick Foley at Backlash 2004. I always liked the WrestleMania 21 match with Undertaker because I was there live, and I always thought that was one of the most underrated Undertaker WrestleMania matches. Just the crowd really bought into the idea that Orton could end the streak, and the crowd heat was just amazing, and the match was just really good. What was your favorite promo mess up? Mine would have to be Sid on Nitro when he said, "You are half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do." And then they cut to Scott Hall, and he's just trying so hard not to laugh. Yeah, that was great stuff right there. All right, that about does it for No DQ&A video. Thank you very much to the No D crew for checking out the videos, and keep subscribing, keep spreading the word. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time for No DQ&A video on NoDQ.com.